free mind. You crazy for this. Soulful. It's like our responsibility to make us feel something. You know, to make people feel. Make people feel what we feeling. Hey, yo.
Reggie here, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. I decided to have a little breakfast and to spend that breakfast with you guys, not breakfast, lunch. I'm so disoriented because one of my lights isn't on and I just realized that it's not on. Now I'm like all thrown off. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm Reggie. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I want to welcome you guys to an impromptu live stream that I'm clearly unprepared for. But I was going to eat some lunch, and then I decided to hop on here real quick to talk about some news that has been sent my way. Came to me earlier today, but I was tied up with work and could not take a moment to get over here to do something. But now we're going to do it. And we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about two things that are both connected. The very first one is the Moon Knight series. I don't know about you guys, but I am thoroughly enjoying this series on Disney Plus. I think it is incredibly well done. The acting is superb. The special effects are pretty awesome, you know, and I hearken back to a lot of those people that had expressed concerns about Disney's acquisition of Marvel. They expressed concerns with whether certain things would be toned down as a result of the House of Mouse. And I don't know that we're necessarily seeing that like as bad as people had anticipated being. And I say that because the Moon Knight show is full of violence. I mean, there's just a plethora. There is a plethora of violence, some adult themes and stuff like that, which it's a good show. It's a good show, and I am honestly enjoying it. I was never really a big Moon Knight fan, but I'll tell you, I am thoroughly enjoying the Moon Knight show. And I think that that's one of the reasons why I have said that this is a golden age of comics, because we're able to see these characters come to life, you know, on a screen, and we're able to enjoy them maybe in a different way than how some of us may have enjoyed them on a flat paper. But with that said, there is some disappointing news that has come out regarding Moon Knight that I will tell you is a little shocking. Shout out to Dave Bratton for sending me this information earlier today. The news is that the show's not coming back. The show's not coming back for season 2. And I don't know about you, but when I sit down and watch this, I'm like excited. I'm excited to watch the next episode. I'm excited to see where it's going. And I personally anticipated this being something that we saw on an ongoing basis. I thought we would get at least a couple of seasons out of it, not like WandaVision. WandaVision, I was like, this is going to be one season. You get one shot on goal. It's it, right? To me, it was such a creative endeavor, an artistic expression, if you will, and then also I found the first couple episodes incredibly boring. I thought that it would be a one shot, and sure enough, it proved out to be just that. Moon Knight for me is the complete opposite. I'm watching it. I'm enjoying it from the first episode all the way to the present episode. This is one that I anticipated being an ongoing series, but we have confirmation that that is not going to be the case. This is in fact going to be a limited series in which we essentially get one season. I don't know how many episodes are left, but you better enjoy it right now, because I don't think that any more is actually coming. I thought it was supposed to. So first of all, Motor City, don't come in here with your facts and stuff. I did not know. I did not know. And to my man Randy Resnake's point here, he is, I think he's spot on. I think Randy is spot on. From the very beginning of the Disney Plus stuff, Kevin Feige made it very clear that there was going to be an interconnected nature to these shows, to the TV shows, to the movies, and vice versa. And we've actually seen that kind of play out to some degree or another. And I think more of it is actually coming. And so in my mind, as I watched a lot of these shows, I'm always like, okay, we're probably going to see that person somewhere else. We're probably going to see them in this movie or that movie. We're probably going to see a second season of this one because this one's pretty good, right? And so in my head, I'm like, okay, Moon Knight, no season 2. Okay, cool. Got it. All right. So they must be introducing Moon Knight into the MCU movies in some way, shape, or form. There has to be a bigger plan for this character because the character is dope. The actor is doing a fantastic job. And I think that there's so much more room for us to be able to explore this character. And I'm hoping that that's the path that they go down. And there is an article that I'm going to look at here in a hot moment that will provide us with some additional details. But I wanted to touch on the second show that also is not coming back. A little bit to my surprise, I did not see this one being limited as well. We're talking about Hawkeye. With this one, I thoroughly thought that this one was going to be a handing of the baton from the male Hawkeye to the female Hawkeye, and I thought she was going to run with the series moving forward. I thought that she was potentially going to have some other young Avengers join her on the show. In my head, I had like a whole thing that was going. No. Season 2 of Hawkeye is not going to happen. It's not going to happen in any way, shape, or form. It appears that both of these shows, both Moon Knight and Scam Likely Go Away, Moon Knight and Hawkeye will both be limited series that we are only going to get one season of. And again, in my head, when you watch Hawkeye, it felt like a passing of the baton, but it also felt like a little bit of, in my mind, a swan song for the male Hawkeye. I don't know his name. I'm not good with names. But Jeremy. No, I thought that he was going to go away. That's essentially how I saw the Hawkeye season 1. And like season 2 is going to come back. She's going to be Hawkeye. She's going to be dope. She's going to be doing all this cool stuff. And again, no, that does not appear to be the case. There you go. Evan says Young Avengers is going to get its own show, I bet. There are so many people speculating that we were going to get Young Avengers in a show, and we thought that it was actually possibly going to be introduced in Hawkeye. Maybe it'll be a standalone show. It'll be really interesting. And maybe we will see Jeremy. Thank you, brother. Cause I am there. Hey, you guys, hey, I'm not good with the names. Okay. I'm not good with the names. I jacked up my own name. So to my point, there is an actual article that speaks to some of this stuff. I want to pull this up real quick, but it basically says Hawkeye and Moon Knight get disappointing season 2 updates. Yeah, the disappointment being that there won't be a season 2 of either one of them. Disney all but confirms that both Moon Knight and Hawkeye will not return for a second season, as both have officially been labeled as limited series. And this actually came out about 8 hours ago. Breaking news for me. But there you go. Let me shrink that. Let me get rid of this ad over here. Let's I clicked that ad. That is not good. Are you guys seeing that? That's not good. Let me get rid of this ad. All right, there we go. All right, so it says Disney all but confirms that it has no plans to develop a second season of Hawkeye and Moon Knight. As reported by Variety, Marvel Studios is in the process of submitting its latest batch of Disney Plus series for a variety of Emmy Awards. Similar to WandaVision, both Hawkeye and Moon Knight have been submitted for the limited series category. I'll be honest with you, WandaVision ended up being okay. It's not one of my favorites. It honestly wasn't. It says, contrastly, while Marvel Studios had initially intended to submit Loki into the same category, the plan has changed due to confirmation that the mischievous god will return in a season 2. And I think potentially they did that because there was news that came out that Loki was the most watched show on the Disney Plus platform. And so I'm curious whether, they have already decided that there's no way that Moon Knight could be that series, because in my head, I'm like, Moon Knight, I think is dope. Moon Knight should do better than Loki. I will tell you for a fact that I personally did not like Loki. I don't even know if I saw all the episodes. I'll be honest with you. And if I saw them all, I probably did not see all the scenes. I kind of skipped through some of them. I did not enjoy the series. I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy as much WandaVision either. But Hawkeye, I kind of enjoyed that. It was cute. I thought it was decent. But then Moon Knight, again, I think is really incredible. So they changed their plans because Loki is actually coming back for season 2. And it says, as per the Television Academy official description of a limited series, a show that is nominated for the award must tell a complete non-reoccurring story and not have an ongoing storyline or main character in subsequent seasons. So again, we're not going to see these characters come back. At least that's the way that it is described here. It says, while Moon Knight may not return for a second season, the show's creators are convinced that Mark Spector will play a significant role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel kept expressing every day how much they love the show, but it's not like any other show, meaning on the other show outside of the Marvel Universe. Did I read that correctly, or is that just a bad quote? I probably should have read that ahead of time because that seemed very cumbersome. But again, the big takeaway here is that we are not going to be getting Moon Knight and Hawkeye back, but there is a chance that maybe we will get these characters or a version of them in some subsequent stuff. Keyword main characters. Well said. We shall see. But then you can't. Can you do a spinoff with Arthur Harrow? Can it be like the Harrow show? I don't know that I would tune in for the Harrow show versus like the Moon Knight, right? I don't know. And Kate Bishop is a main character, so I don't know. I don't know. Big hint here, Mark Spector is staying around. Director didn't note the other personalities. Yeah, Mark Spector's definitely going to be around. The character's dope, man. The character, we've always spoken about, I think by and large, the community, about the importance of like having street level heroes, right? Where your Spider-Man, your Moon Knights, your Luke Cages, Iron Fist, Daredevil, those kind of characters. I think that there is there is room for that alongside the Thor stuff and the epic stuff that they do in Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that there are, street level characters still have a role to play. And I think that honestly, Moon Knight is incredibly well done. The way that he fights, the way that he moves, it's amazing. I thoroughly enjoy it. So scrolling through, we had a super successful movie franchise on Guardians of the Galaxy. They can make any character, bro. Well said, brother, because I don't think any of us saw Guardians of the Galaxy coming. But Groot is dope. Groot is dope. I mean, I want that job. I want that acting job where all you have to say is one word. And technically, do you even have to show up to the set? Because it's just, I don't know how that works. Trev, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you, my friend. Let me see, scrolling through. Reg, it was the way he flipped that hair and look. Brother, anybody with hair has the potential to rub me the wrong way. Just saying it, just throwing it out there. I think Loki is one that needed a second season purely because the story they were telling was large enough to do so. Well, I mean, part of it is the intent in which you actually go into it, right? I mean, you can tell a small self-contained story or you can tell an epic large story. The thing about it is that the story that they were telling with the variants and alternative universes, that does not necessarily have to be something that continues just in Loki. That is something that is applicable to the larger universe as a whole. So again, I don't know that that show was written to be an ongoing series. I think that it was written to be a series, and what was in it lent itself to some larger things, but potentially because of the success, they decided to have it come back for a second season. Again, I don't know. I don't know. The alligator Loki was dope. I mean, that's like the best I can say. And Owen Wilson was good. I know Owen Wilson. I do know that name. I love Moon Knight so far, holding 10 of the NFTs on VV, says Brandon. That's what's up, brother. Good stuff over there. Fingers crossed that all works out for you. What is that? Richard says, I'd be okay with Moon Knight coming back in the new Harvest Moon series since I have so many copies of Moon Knight 3. Oh, so you want to personally benefit from this? Is that what I'm hearing? I respect it all day long. Discovery Bay is in the house. I've enjoyed all of the Marvel Disney Plus series, but this Moon Knight has my wife hooked where she lost interest by the third episode of each of the previous series. Let's be completely honest, bro. Let's be completely honest. Anything that has the potential to actually hook the significant other is significant. That's legit. I think honestly that's the best endorsement ever. If your wife gets into it, that is an endorsement. And again, everybody has personal preferences. So I mean, again, I think that one of the great things about comics overall is that there's so many places for us all to kind of slide into. I have my favorites, of course, when it comes to these shows, but it sounds like Discovery Bay is like, yeah, sign me up. That's what's up, man. Scrolling through some of the comments here, crossover with Alligator Loki. Day, sign me up, sign me up. Bring back Fat Thor. I think Fat Thor is, I think Thick Thor. We should call him thick. Not fat, thick Thor. We're politically correct here. I think he is in God, Love and Thunder, isn't he? That version of Thor, I think. And I saw something the other day. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was a toy or something like that. It looked like Thick Thor was actually the version that's in the movie. Maybe it starts out that way. We will see. What is that? Breaking? What are we talking about here? So for those that are tardy to the party, unlike Phil Tastic, who was actually the first person here, they have announced that the Moon Knight series is as good as it is not coming back for a second season. There's an article that came out on CBR that is essentially saying that the Marvel Studios has submitted 2 shows for some awards, and they've submitted them into the limited series category. And this includes Moon Knight as well as the Hawkeye show. And both of these shows, I enjoyed them. I thought that both of them would come back for a second season. That appears to be not the case. And so that's why we have some breaking news. I'll be honest with you. I am very disappointed. I don't know. I don't know where that came from, but anytime somebody invokes some hammer time, sign me up for it. What is that? Paul says Moon Knight is pretty good, but not the same as the comic. The TV show is a mishmash of the comics. You know, I'll be honest with you. I'm quite comfortable with that mishmash. I am very comfortable with that mishmash because I enjoy the show. I enjoy the show for what the show is, especially, well, potentially because I'm not a fan of the comic. Like I've read his first appearance. I've read a little bit of volume 1 of his ongoing title, but I'm not necessarily a Moon Knight fan. And so I don't know what's in alignment with that character's history, where there's departures that are being taken. I'm simply enjoying the show for what it is that I'm seeing on my screen. So haven't seen Moon Knight, brother. You need to treat yourself. Serge, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Let me see, scrolling down through some of the comment. You just can't call him fat. I mean, he is thick Thor with the 2 there, and he spelled it right. If you're gonna spell fat, is PHAT, right? That's how you make it less hurtful. And if you are thick, you spell it this way, THICC, thick Thor. Back when I was bodybuilding in my off season, when I used to get pretty big, we called it fluffy. It was the fluffy season. That's how we refer to it. And again, it's not so hurtful. It's not so hurtful when you refer to it in one of these softer kind of terms. You know what I'm saying? Scrolling through the comments here, you guys are hilarious. Ricardo, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you, my friend. Predicted that Regie, that Moon Knight was not coming back. Hey, if you predicted that, man, you're spot on. I thought Moon Knight was coming back. I thought Hawkeye was coming back. I thought that the Hawkeye series, and I said this earlier in this show, I thought that it would actually be a handing off of the baton from Jeremy Renner over to the female Hawkeye. I thought it was going to be a passing of that baton, and she was going to continue into second season, possibly introducing some of the young Avengers. I thought that that's where this was going. I thought it was a sunsetting for Jeremy and the handing of the baton or the bow, if you will, to a younger version of himself. So that's what I was kind of expecting from that. And then Moon Knight has just been incredible. I've just been enjoying it. Like I said the other day, I was was actually in there the day before. I think it was Tuesday night, trying to see if the show was up because I wanted to watch it. That's how much I'm actually enjoying it. MC Hammer is going to be in strain. Hey, don't tease me now. Come on now, brother. You never know. Everybody and their mother is in that Doctor Strange movie, so it would not surprise me if Hammer showed up in there. You never know. Let me scroll through some of these comments here. Is it Moon Knight different in every comic? Moon Knight's different in the same comic as far as I'm concerned, you know, and with the split personalities, doesn't he show himself multiple ways? There is a run that people have spoken about that I want to check out. It's a more recent run. I want to say maybe from the 2000s, early 2000s, that people have spoken pretty highly about. So I need to check that out. What is the back wall theme? The theme is not 9.8. That is the theme. Because if you remember, we had several weeks of various versions of 9.8s. And so the theme is not 9.8. And I tried to spread it out, tried to get some DC stuff up there. We have a couple of DC books. We have some Silver Age, we have some Modern, we have some Bronze, and we have a little bit of everything back on that wall. It is a mishmash, okay? It's a poo-poo platter, if you will, of a wall. Scrolling through, can't wait for thick Jane Foster. Oh my goodness, Christopher, brother, I think that this is the first time that I've seen your name, but I am enjoying your comments. You are taking the role of a Chris Bigger, and I thoroughly enjoy him. Let me see. What there's a question here. Regie, question with the Moon Knight. I'm guessing that's Moon Knight being so good. I think Kevin Feige wants everyone to go back to these bins and everybody start reading, and other characters also. I don't know if Kevin Feige thinks about the print side of things. I'll be completely honest. I think that Kevin Feige is very concerned with continuing the multi-billion-dollar franchise that is the MCU. I'm not certain that Marvel as a publisher or Marvel Studios really thinks about the secondary market. I'm not confident that is a consideration for them. I think that if anything, Kevin Feige's probably thinking about, to one of my previous videos, how can we potentially, maybe not Kevin Feige so much, but maybe there's a meeting between him and the publishing side where they're like, hey, don't forget about us. Don't forget about the driving some of that traffic from the movies and the TV shows over to the comics. But I don't know that they're thinking about the secondary market. That's just my impression. That is my impression because they don't get paid off of that. And so, people do what drives the pocketbook in many respects, and you can make an argument that new comics and new movies and TV shows, there's an intersection there, but new movies, new TV shows, and old comics, I think that's a little bit of a miss, at least in my estimation, based upon me responding to this on the fly. Always give yourself an out, people. Okay, so for those people that are coming in a little late, we basically have broken the news that there will be no second season of the Moon Knight show. As epic and enjoyable and robust as that show is, there is no second season that is coming. There was an article that actually dropped about 8 hours ago on CBR, making the point here that Hawkeye and Moon Knight get disappointing season 2 updates. And the update is that there is no season 2 of either show. And essentially what CBR is doing is they are reading into some actions taken by Marvel Studios, that is, and they are concluding from those actions that these shows will not be back. And it says Disney all but confirms that Moon Knight and Hawkeye will not return for a second season, as both have officially been labeled as limited series. And so they submitted both of these shows in to some awards categories, which and the category is limited series. And so that's why they're saying these are potentially going to be one season only. They had originally intended to submit Loki for the exact same category, but that one was actually held back. That's because Loki is actually coming back for a second season, potentially as one of the most watched shows on the Disney Plus platform. Someone else made the point here that potentially because the story that was being told in Loki is so robust that story had to continue over to a second season. I don't always have all the answers, so I like to reflect other people's points of view as well. Somebody talking about Squirrel Girl. Yes, please. I have a high-grade Squirrel Girl over there that I am looking to offload. So please, please give me some Squirrel Girl in the MCU. Ricardo, thank you, brother. It is, again, the theme of the wall, because I had somebody else ask me this the other day, and Matt just asked about it as well. It is a non 9.8 wall. We needed to do something different. So I think we have some CBCS, we have some CGC, we have some EGS, we have some Silver Age, Bronze Age, Golden Age, not Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, Silver Age. We have Modern Comics, DC. We have a little bit of everything. I'm trying to stare at the wall. We have a little bit of everything back there. All right. So let me go ahead and wrap this thing up. Sarge, if you don't spell my name with a single G, brother, look at me. One G, just one single G. That's all that it is. Anyway, I want to thank you guys. Oh, yes. Bring it. Bring some West Coast Avengers. I am ready for that one. Haven't read the Valkyrie stuff. You guys are awesome. All right, let me get myself out of here. I need to go actually do I need to go. Isn't a non 9.8 wall just about everyone's graded wall? Paul, you might be right, brother. You might be right. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to reflect that I'm not all about 9.8s, right? All comics need love, man. I don't just grade 9.8s. My collection is comprised of inexpensive comics, expensive comics, 9.8s, non-9.8s, Marvel, some DC. I mean, EGS, CGC, CBCS, right? The goal is to demonstrate that I have a little bit of everything in the mix. All right, with that, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit as I brought you for some this breaking news. If you guys need to get a hold of me, don't hesitate to reach out on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.